The clocks stopped all at once, not just in a single town or even a country, but everywhere. The hands of time ceased moving, and humanity was left in a state of suspended confusion. In an instant, the world lost its anchor to time. Hours blended into seconds, days into years, and no one could tell if it was morning or night. Time, as people knew it, had shattered. Chapter 1. The Fracture. Myra stood at the edge of the city, staring at the broken sky above her. It had been 3 days since time had collapsed, or was it 3 minutes? No one really knew anymore. The world around her flickered like an old television set losing its signal, blurring between images of the past and future. Sometimes she'd see flashes of her childhood home, and other times, glimpses of towering buildings she was sure didn't exist yet. The fracture had been sudden. One moment, life had been ordinary, people rushing to work, the buzz of traffic, the hum of digital clocks ticking forward. Then, a loud crack split the air, and the world felt as if it had been torn apart. Myra could still remember the exact moment it happened. She had been walking home from work, checking her watch to see how much time she had before dinner. Her watch ticked 5:01, a broken bar, and then it stopped. The world around her froze for a second before reality splintered. Time itself shattered into fragments. Chapter 2. The Timekeepers. Rumors spread quickly about those who called themselves the Timekeepers. They were people who had mysteriously appeared in the aftermath of the fracture, individuals who seemed to navigate the broken landscape with ease. They could move through time like water, slipping between moments effortlessly. Some said they were ancient guardians sent to fix the fracture, others whispered that they had caused it. Myra didn't believe in rumors, but she had seen one of them with her own eyes. A man, cloaked in shadow, had appeared in front of her one evening, moving so quickly that the world seemed to skip a beat around him. His voice echoed, strange and melodic, like it belonged to every moment at once. "You're part of this," he had said to her before vanishing again into the fractured night. She hadn't understood what he meant, but she couldn't shake the feeling that time itself was trying to communicate with her. Each flicker of a different terror felt like a message she couldn't quite grasp. Chapter 3. Broken Memories. Myra's mind was fractured, just like time. She remembered her life in fragments, some from the past, some that hadn't happened yet. She saw her future self, older and weary, standing in front of a clock tower that had been split in half. She saw herself as a child, playing in fields that no longer existed, smiling under a sun that had long since set. Each memory felt real and unreal at the same time. Sometimes, she feared she was losing her grip on reality, unable to tell if the moment she was living was the present or a shadow of something long gone. It wasn't just her mind that was broken. People all around her had begun to lose themselves to the fractured timelines. Some were trapped in endless loops of the same day, others found themselves aging rapidly, jumping from decade to decade without warning. Chapter 4. The Voice of Time. One night, as the fractured moon hovered in the sky, Myra heard a voice calling to her, a voice that echoed with the weight of centuries. It wasn't a voice that spoke through sound, but rather through the essence of time itself, reverberating through her bones. "Find the nexus," it whispered. The nexus, she had heard, was the key to repairing the fracture, the place where all timelines converged. But no one knew where it was, or even if it existed. Some said it was hidden deep within the ruins of the past, while others claimed it lay in a future that hadn't yet been written. Myra knew she had no choice but to follow the voice. It was the only thing that felt real in this shattered world. The timekeepers seemed to be searching for it too, but she didn't trust them. They moved through time too easily, too fluidly. They weren't affected by the chaos like everyone else. But she was different. She could feel time, the broken edges of it, the way it hummed and pulsed around her.